G'day mate and welcome to another build guide and blueprint with me, Jitty. Today we're going to be talking about vehicle parts. Well, vehicle parts and the vehicle depot, because although we need a whole lot of vehicle parts over time to upgrade all the trucks and upgrade all the diggy boys, the catch is it's not something you spend a lot of time thinking about how you're going to automate and how you're going to set up like on a bus or any sort of mass industrial scale, because it's just something you don't need a mass amount of. So I'm going to present to you guys how I put this together. Also, don't forget at the end there will be a blueprint. The only thing I ask in exchange is, can I borrow a like? I just like to borrow a like early in the video. If you're not happy with the blueprint, you're not happy with the build guide, by all means you can have a like back. Anyway, with that out of the way, we need to talk about what we have in front of us, which is, well, vehicle parts 1. That's all we have. We have the 3 requirements being electronics, of course, iron and mechanical parts for vehicle parts 1. Now with vehicle parts 1 done and our little vehicle depot here, we're good to go. That's all we need to get things up and running. But of course, from there, we're going to need a couple more upgrades to get this up to the vehicle depot 2. When we upgrade you to the vehicle depot 2, we get a couple of things. One of the first things we're going to get access to is the ability to actually directly feed parts into the vehicle depot. Prior to now, we've had to have a truck do a delivery, hence why this is all the automation we need to start with. But with the upgrade, we can actually directly feed materials in, which is going to simplify things a whole lot. Now, obviously, vehicle parts 1, the early vehicles, we need just our vehicle parts, plus we need rubber and, of course, diesel. And for the excavators, we need vehicle parts, plus we need iron, plus we need diesel. The tree halves are much the same. When it gets to vehicle parts 2 and the bigger trucks, so the pickup was very, very basic. The truck, we need pretty much the same things, except we now need the vehicle parts 2 over number 1. The excavator, we now need steel rather than iron. Also, the tree harvester 2, we also need steel rather than iron. The tree harvester being a basic little one, it only needs vehicle parts 1, but generally you're going to probably get most of those built early on. And if you need to build these later on, well, even though the things don't get automatically delivered, we'll just have a bigger, yellower truck come along and drop them off. All right. We have our very first build here, which we're going to have established. We're going to leave it right here. We're not going to change it. We're not going to upgrade it. We do need to add a couple more machines. The first thing is going to be a electric assembler 2, and I've turned on the grid so you guys can see where I'm placing things. And I need to enable this for vehicle parts 2, which now means I need to get in steel, glass, and also, well, that's going to give me the output of vehicle parts 2. I'm going to run this belt in here. I'm also going to put in a storage box right beside this. Clear that and set you for glass, please. And we're going to run glass into there, which means I need to get in steel. Now, steel's going to be a little bit more difficult, and I'm going to intentionally use a box over here for our output of vehicle parts 2 as a guideline. So we're going to come out of here and run straight into this box. This box is going to then actually come out and run into this tile. It's got a little bit of a zigzag. We'll explain the zigzag later. Actually, no, the zigzag is straight up there and across and then in there. Yep, I got the zigzag in the right spot. We still need to get in steel. Don't forget, steel also needs to get directly into the vehicle depot for our larger excavator, also our larger tree harvester. So I want to have steel directly delivered. Also, when we get up to the tier 3 building, which is actually a whole different footprint, we're going to have to actually remove this, upgrade it. We're going to need steel for pretty much everything from that point on. So we need to also get in steel, which means I'm going to change you over to do steel, of course. And steel's going to be a little bit funny. We're going to bring you up. Turn on the R mode, turn on the F mode so I can get over the top, and I'm going to run you straight into there. At the same time, now I have this nice and local, I'm going to wrap it around the back and reach it into the back of that machine. So that gives me my vehicle parts 2. Let's just build everything. Vehicle parts 2 directly fed into here and then directly fed into the building. There is some zigzag belts and all that sort of stuff, and I've intentionally left the first port empty. It's very, very intentional. Now, you're going to have an awful lot of vehicle parts 1 laying around the map already. Probably from whatever you've built previously, because I got to say, I don't generally automate this right from square one. I generally throw down a single assembler and ignore it. On top of that, as you upgrade your old pickups to trucks, also as you upgrade small excavators into a full-size excavator, you're going to have a whole bunch of vehicle parts 1 that are going to randomly show up. And you want to dispose of those. So I'm going to put in an extra box right here. We're going to set this for vehicle parts 1, and we're going to attach this with the F button on right here. And the whole idea of this means as we recycle trucks, we're going to end up with vehicle parts 1 here. A truck will come pick them up and dump them in this box. Also, any other ones that you happen to have, you know, from other builds, or even what your ship finds, like this, are going to end up coming in here as well. And these, of course, going to be split 50-50 because of this connector into here. Now, you're producing 6 per minute. You're also producing consuming 6 per minute. So we should be able to have a decent stock in here. Now, I still want to add a bit more automation because we don't have rubber being delivered, also don't have diesel being delivered. So let's try and get those organized. Now, because we're doing building vehicles, I'm going to intentionally use the mind control tower as a spacer. It's definitely a spacer. I just need to leave a bit of a gap so I can put my next buildings over here. We're going to want storage, please. Can I get a fluid storage? These are all going to automatically be of the lowest level blueprint possible because, well, I want to have them. I want to have them cheap. So when you get this blueprint, you can have have all the technology available. We're going to run that pipe in there. That's going to bring our diesel in. Also, I want to build into vehicles. As we're going to have diesel here, we might as well have a fuel station. So we're going to throw in a fuel station as well. And we're going to run that into there. So that's going to be our diesel. Great. And we're going to drag that slider up. Okay, so that's going to be diesel. That's going to be fuel station. Happy days. We're going to build that, and we should be good to go. Now, that's going to get diesel in here. I still don't have rubber, so I still need to bring rubber in. So that's going to be another couple of storages. I want a storage. We'll just copy one, and we're going to have you face this way. I'm going to leave intentionally a one-tile gap. I'm going to set you over to be rubber instead. And can I grab a belt, please? And we're going to come out of here. I'm going to come up one tile and 2 there. Then I'm going to come down to here. Now I have to be at least 3 tiles away to get a nice curve down. Yes. So we're going to come to there. 1 tile over. 1 tile over. My bad. Need to go 1 tile over. Out of here, up to here, across to here, over to here, and then down. Okay. So that gives me rubber as well. So if we just build that didn't connect. Connect, please. Please connect. Thank you. Now you're forced to connect. Over to here, and down to there. Cool. All right, with you now connected, we can build this, and that should get us rubber all the way down there. Now, that's everything to get us up to vehicle parts 2, which means I can now automate and build each one of these without a problem once the rubber shows up, and everything's directly fed in there. But the question then becomes, what happens when you upgrade to vehicle parts 3, for the bigger excavators? So we're going to have to change some things up. First thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to get another electric assembler Mark II and actually turn on the recipe for vehicle parts 2, which means I need to get my vehicle parts, vehicle parts 3 we need to turn on. So I need to grab my vehicle parts 2 from here and put them in here. Also means that I need to make sure that we actually have a request on this. So if I end up with any scrapped vehicle parts 2 from, upgrading trucks again, they're going to actually end up in this box. And of course, I need to get them from here to here. Now I could use this port, or I could just put a connector in there. And then, we have a wonderful connector box. And of course, that means they can feed items straight through. Also, they can still come in here because I'd still like to make vehicle parts too. Okay, and I still like to provide them in case I need to grab another tree harvester or something like that. I'm going to have those things available. The other thing I want to do is I want to make sure I have storage, not so much for vehicle parts 1, because, generally at the speed you're making them, you're going to have enough stock that you're going to be able to make them fast enough to get your little pickups and your little excavators. When it comes to, vehicle parts 2, these guys cost 30 a piece. We're only making, we're only making 6 per minute. So it's an awful lot. I'd like to have them buffered up. When it comes to the bigger excavator, that's 60. We only make 6 per minute. So it's 10 minutes that I have to wait to have enough vehicle parts. So I definitely want to have a storage. In fact, I'd probably like to upgrade this storage, but like I said, I want to keep it nice and small for this particular blueprint. Now, if I put in the bigger one, which as we can see has a small sizing problem, this is why we've got plenty of room. When it comes to the haul trucks, they need 90 construction parts. And of course, the mega excavator is 180, which means one of these boxes is enough parts to make one mega excavator. We're still going to make them at 6 per minute, so I want to have a little bit of storage. So we're going to have just a little bit of storage, just the tiniest amount of storage. We're going to set you to be vehicle parts 3, which I'm going to copy from there to there. And we need a connecting belt. Now, with that done, I can now have vehicle parts 3. I also need to get electronics 2, which means I need another belt. We're going to bring out our vehicle parts 3 over to here and feed them into that port. It's going to be very, very important. But we need to, like I said, get some get a few microchips. So I have room up here for yet another storage. That's a truck, yep. Which I want to bring in electronics 2. Okay, my electronics 2, I want to bring out of there. I want to bring this up to height number 2. Okay, build first, 1 tile, yeah, and then up and up. Some blocking ports. That's why it's not happy with me. It's just not happy with me. Great. I want to come around to here. Once we get to this corner, we can drop down a tile, and then we're going to come all the way around here, and then drop down to the ground level at the last second. I'm going to turn off all the modes so I can plug into there. That'll get me my electronics 2, and they can be automatically delivered along with my belt, and we can start actually making construction part 3. Because I have large storage, well, at least tiny storage, it means that I can store enough vehicle parts 3 to make 1, 2, 3 big excavators before I even upgrade the storage. If I double the size of the storages, rather than just being able to build 3 in a row, I can build 6 in a row. 6 is an awful lot of mega excavators. Also, it physically takes the Depo months to put it together. Now, that's all our automation done, except you're still the wrong size building. So I'm going to remove you outright, because I don't really have another choice. And then I need to put in, well, your bigger and better brother. You know, when she says, he's just a friend. This is just a friend. Yeah, slightly bigger, just slightly intimidating. It's fine. All right, we're going to put in one of these guys. Now, with that done, we can see all our belts line up. Also, where we missed the very first port, because we might notice the ports all moved over, funnily enough. Yeah. I just need to move our pipe over to here rather than here. So one little pipe, and then apart from that, everything is ready to go. And now we can just crank out as many mega excavators as I want. Yeah, and then we can fit in the parts more than fast enough for our assembly speed. In fact, like I said, these guys take months to build. But that is going to be our little blueprint. That's going to be our little blueprint in stages 1, 2, and 3. They're all provided in my Discord if you want to grab a link. Always, you can find my Discord, on the screen right now. Also, at the same time, if you like blueprints like this, consider hanging around my Discord, saying hi to other captain industry enthusiasts. At the same time, you can always subscribe on the channel, because I will be publishing more blueprints like this in the future. I'm thinking oil. Oil is probably high on the list. Also, I keep getting asked for construction parts, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Maybe I should put together a little blueprint for that. But this is going to be vehicle parts. It was the easier of the two to tackle. And the best thing about this is it's just a standalone build. You can whack this absolutely anywhere. And if I bring back up our grid, we can see we've mostly fit in, well, mostly. Without the extra assembler for vehicle parts 1, because they're eventually going to get removed, we've mostly fit in a 3x2. A 3x2. It only just squeezes in, but yeah, it's a little bit wider than I would have liked. But let's face it, the Vehicle Depo 3, it is a big building. It is a very big building, and takes a while to put together a truck. Anyway, with all that said, this is where I'm going to end this particular video. As always, comments down below. Tell me your thoughts, and also tell me, would you like to see those construction parts 1, 2, and 3? Also, oil. Oil's high on my list. Anyway, with all that said, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you in the very next video.